Joining me now is Ben Cohen, the co-founder of Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream. Cohen is a longtime activist, serving right now as the leader of Up in Arms, a movement aiming to bring common sense to the Department of Defense. Ben, good to see you again. Thank you for joining us. You and Jerry are steeped in this. The idea that companies do not have to be at odds with their communities. They are actually builders and supporters of their community. I have to say, some of these responses I just read are a bit mealy-mouthed.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, essentially saying I should be good. I shouldn't kill innocent people. I mean, what they need to be saying is that ICE is a rogue agency, a masked group of thugs that are terrorizing our communities, and it must be disbanded and defunded.
I get, like, Avelo Airlines, most people haven't heard of Avelo Airlines, got a big government contract. Companies must think, well, what a big deal. I can do so much business. I mean, the government's rich. You get a government contract, it's pretty good. How do you, as a founder of a successful business, speak to other founders, other owners, other CEOs and say, make the right choice? History will look upon you well if you make the right choice. It may affect your bottom line for a little while, but probably not in the end. Probably in the end, people will choose Ben & Jerry's because they know what you stand for.
That's exactly right. I think that the norm is that consumers are buying products from corporations and essentially holding their nose because they don't believe in, they reject, they're opposed to the values of those corporations. The success of Ben & Jerry's is because we used our power as a corporation to support the people. As Desmond Tutu said, you cannot be neutral in situations of injustice. If an elephant is standing on the tail of a mouse and you claim you're neutral, the mouse will not much appreciate your neutrality.
Right.
We had this same situation with Ben & Jerry's. Ben & Jerry's wanted to put out a post calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, and Unilever, the owner of Ben & Jerry's at the time, said, you can't do it because we want to be neutral. And what does neutral mean? Neutral means he who is silent consents. Neutral means, sure, it's okay to have a genocide. It's okay to kill all these innocent people. Corporations, they're missing a potential gold mine. Support the people. Support your consumers, and the consumers will support you. They'll love you for it. And the reality is that the most powerful force in our society is business.
Yes.
If business got together and they told the administration, hey, we don't want you doing this, we want ICE defunded, it would be defunded tomorrow. Because you know who's paying for all the contributions, all those elections, for all those elected officers? It's business. It's corporations.
Right. And yet we see CEOs continue to curry favor with this administration because they either don't want the fight with the Trump administration or figure there's more in it for them. And we've got such multi-billionaires now. I don't know why anybody needs another dollar, but the fact is, why are we not seeing that? Everywhere in the world, businesses are more powerful than most other institutions, particularly here in America. Why are we not seeing more people say, I have the power to be on the right side of history?
Just because they don't want to take a stand. They don't want to take a stand that is seen as controversial. And I think what you've been saying is that the people, their customers, need to point out that they are taking a stand, that
yes.
He who is silent consents. You cannot be neutral in situations of injustice. And, ICE going against I don't know how many different parts of the Bill of Rights, that is injustice.
I'm going to put up a poll by The Economist about the public's confidence in ICE. This should help business leaders make their decision. 14% of people say that they have a great deal of confidence in ICE. 16% people say quite a lot. So that's 30% who have some degree of confidence. 16% say some. 55% say very little. So siding with ICE doesn't win you anything in the polls. It certainly isn't winning you anything on the streets of Minneapolis. And America's looking at Minneapolis and saying, this is what we have to do. On March 28th, there's going to be another No Kings rally. This is a remarkable opportunity for business leaders to say, we're going to live up to our commitment.
Yeah. And I mean, even if they're just Americans who believe in the rule of law, who believe in what America is always supposed to stand up for, or even if they believe in universal values such as the words of Christ. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. What you do to the least of these, you do to me. Love thy neighbor. I mean, this is beyond government. This is beyond laws. This is about spiritual values. And my understanding is that that's the highest thing that you can get. And, for Ben & Jerry's, it's because of that alignment with our customers about those universal values that, that the brand has grown to be so strong.
So Ben & Jerry, good example here. Ben & Jerry, I can choose where I get my ice cream, right? So if I like either your flavors or what you stand for, I can make that conscious choice to go to Ben & Jerry's. And that has happened in your history. People have chosen your ice cream because they like you and they like Jerry and what you stand for. In some of these cases, these are background apps. These are tech companies that the consumer doesn't interact with all that much. How should people respond to that? Because ICE and CBP can't operate without the infrastructure of all these companies.
Yeah, I was thinking about that in the segment before when you were mentioning all those companies that are part of it. A lot of them do have a public face, like car rental companies and, Amazon, obviously. And, you think about all those different companies that are involved and how are you supposed to keep it straight? How are you supposed to remember, should I buy from this company or not? And I think one easy way to do it is to buy local. Mm-hmm. The smaller local businesses in general are not the ones that are supporting ICE. They're your neighbors. They are the community. Support them.
They're in touch with you. They know how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I got rid of my Amazon Prime account a few months ago. And, it was so easy and convenient, but I don't miss it. I don't miss it a bit.
Ben, thank you.
And then I dumped my Spotify account, and I don't miss that either.
Yeah. No, you can live without some of these conveniences, or you can make other choices. And frankly, if enough people need another choice, that'll be a business opportunity for someone to say, hey, there are people who want X. I can provide it and still be on the right side of history. Ben, I appreciate you always. Thank you for being with us again this morning.
Good being on the show, Ali. Take care.
Ben Cohen is the co-founder of Ben & Jerry's and the leader of Up in Arms.